Hey kids, Travis here, coming to you live from our RV. We're gonna be setting up an internet today. I feel like that's how a lot of people do their talking on YouTube. Super high energy, yeah! Right at the beginning. Guys, what's up? So stoked to be here. I'm glad that you're here too. Like, way over the top. Anyways, to bring it down a little bit, to tone it down a little bit, we are going to be setting up the internet or having internet connection in our RV. If it's a little bit loud, it's because it's 100 degrees out. I have the AC going on in here. We got a PepWave Cat 18 router or modem or whatever. I'm not like an internet professional stuff. I'm just putting this stuff in our RV so we have internet while we're driving around. So basically we'll be like our own mobile Wi-Fi. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna hook ours up to DC power, which in layman's easy terms would be hooking it up to say like the regular battery, which means I can have it running or on all the time. So if you guys know much about RVs, like say AC power, you plug it into a wall with like, you know, the 2 prongs or 3 prongs, just like you would at your house. But in a motorhome, those don't work 24/7. They only work if you have the generator on or if you're actually plugged into power. So hooking it up to basically the house batteries will be 24/7 power. However, I don't want to get juiced out by Wi-Fi and the internet 24/7, so I'm actually going to do another step that I'm going to do myself. Well, I mean, I'm doing everything myself, but an idea that I came up with, which is I'm going to put it on a switch. So all I need to do is boom, hit the switch, and it'll completely turn everything off and shut it off, and then I just flip a switch and then I can turn it back on. So that's what I'm doing now. And to start here, I've already done some of the stuff. Basically, I'm putting a big antenna with like a ton of wires that are coming down through the roof, and I don't want them just like, you know, popping up like right out of the middle of here, because I've got a whole extra box and wiring and cables and all that stuff I have to run, for one, and for two, I need to tap into that power line that I'm talking about. So what I'm doing is I have this cabinet over here, and if you guys can see, this is basically the front of the motorhome. This is a 36-foot motorhome, if you guys didn't know. It's a Windsport 34B, as in boy, as in bad. So a couple things that I wanted to do with this. One, I wanted the Wi-Fi, the internet, and the antenna as far away from the sleeping area as possible. If you guys know, I'm very healthy and into health and stuff like that. And I don't want the antenna and the router modem, all that stuff, chilling a few feet from anybody's head or bed or sleeping. It's way up here, up at the front, or basically all the way up at the front, and the sleeping area is at least, I'd say probably at least 15 feet like away from like the first sleeping area, and then the back all the way. I'll just show you guys real quick. So you got to come all the way back here, all the way back here to the first bed. So if you guys can see, it's way up in the front there. Anyways, so couple of things. So I have the cabinet right here. As you guys can see, I already have this light popped off because I have the light with wiring here. So now I can tap into this wiring. I've got a hot and I've got a ground, and this is connected basically to the house batteries, which is 24/7. So obviously the generator is going right now, but if the generator is not running, this still turns on. So that's a way that I can grab into power. And then what I'm going to do is I have this whole cabinet that I don't want to use up the whole thing. I'm going to try to mount everything over on this side here so I can still utilize the cabinet. And then if you can see, I'll show you what I've already done is I've drilled a hole from this side, and I already measured, and you can kind of see the daylight there. So basically what I did was I figured out that I wanted this hole coming all the way over in this corner here, and I didn't want it over to this right side. I can't do it because that's literally the edge of the motorhome. So over here is enough room for the antenna to be. Drilling from the inside going up, and then basically just where it was going to tap through. And now I'm going to go to the top of the roof and then drill the rest of the way down. That way I ensure I land perfectly in this spot that I'm talking about. Okay kids, now we've got our hole in the roof. As I was mentioning, it's off to the side here. You know, it's gonna go right through to be able to get into that little spot that we were talking about. If you hear my daughter crying, she's very upset because she wants to come on the roof here with me, but it's a little bit dangerous to be up here. So anyways, I'm gonna clean up this area with some vinegar and a little rag right here. I would use alcohol if I had it, but I don't have it. This thing comes with like a bunch of 3M sticky on it. So I'm gonna basically put silicone right around the hole, right around the edge there, and goop it up real good, and then take this 3M double-sided sticky tape off, mount it down here, and then I'll probably take my silicone, like I said, it's 100% silicone. And they make some other junk, like some of this stuff right here, but I think this will probably be sufficient, because this is probably gonna get a pretty good seal all the way around. And then I'll probably do another bead of silicone as well too. Sorry about the noise, I've got the AC literally going right next to me. Put a little silicone right around the hole, kind of help seal it up right next to it. And there she is. Looks pretty good. Not too close to the edge. One thing I like about this is it's really low profile. It's maybe only like 2 inches, which, you know, I get concerned, especially, you know, anyone knows about driving motorhomes and stuff with overhead branches and stuff like that. So it's kind of nice that it's real slim and real thin profile. Alright guys, so now you can see I've got all the wires coming through, and this part I actually screwed up. When I ordered it, I ordered longer wires because I wasn't sure exactly where I was gonna put it. So I'm gonna have a bunch of like extra wires, but I'll just roll it up like this and zip tie it, and it'll be up against the side here, so it's not any big deal. So now we need to, we're gonna hook this thing up, and as I said before, we're gonna hook this up to like DC power here, and you can actually hook up like landlines, LAN, you know, and the WAN, and then we have all of our different hookups here, and this is basically for, you know, all the different signals like coming through. This bottom right little slot right here holds 2 SIM cards, and this is a Cat 18, so it's basically like the fastest that you can kind of get right now. And so this is going to end up getting mounted up here like this, and then I'm gonna put up probably a little on-off switch like I was mentioning right down here, so you can just turn it on and off, because it'll be direct wired into this. So that's what we'll be working on next. Oh. And I've got some helpers in here.
Snow found the stud finder.
Snow found my stud finder. I've got a bunch of my tools literally all over the place here. And I gotta say, one thing that was a mess was all of this styrofoam. But anyways, she's using the stud finder as a thermometer for Mom.
I love you. I love you.
Motorhome's a mess. We're gonna have to do a lot of cleanup here before we take off.
I'll help you.
We just have the one slide out right now, but then that whole left side slides out and the back slides out.
Are you gonna start your own YouTube channel?
I did.
You did? No. Like, are you gonna do a new one? Or restart
What's it gonna be called?
Just
Travis does whatever.
I mean,
Oh, you gonna check baby storms hard?
Things you can probably do.
Oh, okay. As a stud finder, okay.
It works.
Alright, so I figured I'd give you guys an update. We had a couple of things going on, so we had to put the kids to bed and get them dinner and all that good stuff. So I'm back out here. It's nighttime, if you probably see, although it's kind of nicer because it's a little bit more quiet and I can kind of focus and stuff a little bit more. You got the on-off switch right here, and then so you can kind of see where it is, on-off switch right there. It's totally out of the way from this seat and also this seat, but it's very easily accessible, so you can just turn it on and off. You don't have to open or shut any of this stuff in here to try to get to a switch, or press a button up there or something like that. So it's pretty nice and easy, but you really don't even see it, and it's super out of the way. So what I did was I wired in a hot wire to here and then a ground wire into this connection, which goes to the 12 volt, and then like I said, it just kind of runs underneath here, and then I have it popped out through here with a fuse on it, which is going to go straight into the little router thing. So yeah, I just drilled a little hole in that corner, which you can't even see because it's like higher than I am anyways. Here's our little router thing here, and this, I gotta be honest, this is like my freaking nightmare of a thing. I like doing real clean work, and this is going to be difficult to make it really clean. This cord is so long, and even with it being short, there's 7 connections here, 5 on the top and 2 on the bottom. There's just so many wires everywhere. So I'm just hooking it up right now just to make sure it's going to work. So we're going to flip this on and then see if this is all working. Once it's all working, then we can mount this and clean up some of this wiring a little bit. So we are up and running. I had to do a couple of configurations, but it is working. I've got the switch on over here. I'm gonna clean that up, and then I'm just doing some work on the computer to dial it all in. I had to basically log into this Wi-Fi, and then I have a special SIM card with 300 gigabytes for the month, and I had to do some settings on the computer to basically get this up and linked into my specific SIM card. So this one actually has 2 SIM card slots. You can't see over here, but basically you could fill 2 up, and you can get them pretty high if you want. As far as price wise, I think ours are like $150 a month. But you can get some higher ones and more expensive different plans and stuff like that. We're all done. This is up here. I'll show you guys a closer look. I was able to put a hook up there and then put some zip ties to keep it up off the shelf, and then up kind of higher in the corner. So everything's working. I got my switch up, I've got this, and then the box is actually mounted onto the inside part of the cabinet there behind the cords. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked with it. It's like I said, I'm not that excited that there's like, I don't know, 15 feet of cable or something like that wrapped around there. That was my fault. They make a standard one, I think it's 7 feet, so it's still like long. This in reality would only need like a 2 foot, 3 foot, because the antenna is literally straight above there, but it is what it is. I mean, it's fine and it works and stuff like that. That's just not the prettiest thing, but that's why I also have it mounted in the cabinet, and so I still have full use of like all this stuff. So anyways, I'll put all the information and details of what we got for this motorhome, what like the bundle and the package and all that stuff is in the description. And yeah, so that's pretty much about it. Just a lot of cleanup because that was a mess for sure. I was unaware that that was mostly all styrofoam, like 3-4 inches of styrofoam up there that I was drilling through. Anyways, so that's it. Any questions? Let me know, put them in the box down there. And this is actually could be used literally on anything. I mean, you could put this on a boat, you could put this on a car, a van, a truck, motorhome, whatever. It's as long as you have power, basically, is kind of really all you need. You can do generator power or DC 12 volt power from like car battery or something like that. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully you guys will be able to do something like this yourself too if you guys want to set up internet for traveling. All right, bye.